Today on Great Georgia Jobs, free tuition. It's just one of the real opportunities for Georgians just like you. From careers in healthcare and information technology to business ownership and operations, these folks are lifting their careers to new heights thanks to a generous state program.
It absolutely changed my life.
I'll never have to look for a job again.
We're connecting talent with opportunity today on Great Georgia Jobs.
From Georgia's coastline to the Blue Ridge Mountains and many points in between, today Georgia is the hottest job starter in the nation, creating high-paying jobs and in-demand careers. So, what are the keys to the future? Your future to learning frontline technology for a new career today? This is your roadmap to fast-track education, and this is your path to great Georgia jobs.
Welcome to Great Georgia Jobs. I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell. This show is your how-to guide for career success in Georgia. And Georgia is proving to be one of the hottest job markets in the nation. From logistics and manufacturing to information technology and healthcare, there's an enormous need for skilled workers to meet the workforce demands of thriving industries in Georgia. That's what brings me here to Savannah Tech, one of Georgia's 22 technical colleges that provides opportunities for job seekers of every generation to master a trade, learn technology, or continue their education. Tanisha Thompson, a former fashion stylist, studied here at Savannah Tech, earned the top seat in her class, and is now working for one of Georgia's biggest manufacturing companies.
With the poise of a model and precision of a pilot, Tanisha Thompson maneuvers through the aisles of Home Depot's distribution warehouse with style and skill.
I'm a jack of all trades. I really believe in knowing how to do multiple things. So in Los Angeles, I used to be a fashion stylist. Really always wanted to learn how to drive machinery.
She got that opportunity a few years ago when her family relocated from LA to the low country of Savannah.
When I first got to Savannah, I ended up getting a job the first week managing a fabric store. And I did that for about 6 months and found myself a bit miserable. I thought it was a good opportunity to reinvent myself. So that's what I did.
Through a partnership between the Department of Labor and WorkSource Coastal, Tanisha was turned on to the Fast Track program, an 8-week course designed to teach students about the business of logistics, the process of a supply chain, and how to operate a forklift.
When they told me I could go to class for free for 8 weeks and learn a new skill and get certified and possibly have opportunity to get a job afterwards, I jumped on that. I knew it was a great opportunity, Savannah being one of the largest ports, and the warehouse industry being huge out here.
After earning her certification, she applied and was hired as a general warehouse associate with the Home Depot. It's a job that's a stepping stone into logistics management in a part of the state that has the largest concentration of import distribution centers on the East Coast.
A company that I've always wanted to work for. I'm actually in it 2 years now, so there's just a world of possibility for me.
Possibilities that include a competitive starting salary, stock purchase options, and success sharing commissions every 3 months. A great Georgia job by any definition.
It's a joy having Tanisha here. She's done a great job from the day she started because she came in with the mindset of wanting to do well, develop, and learn.
The way I have it organized is that all the labels will be facing.
In addition to her regular responsibilities, she's accepting challenges to come up with solutions to improve efficiency and is setting the standard for students who follow in her footsteps.
The quality of the associates coming in from those programs has been great. So it makes a very easy transition from where they were to our building here. So you definitely can tell they have that foundation of learning, wanting to grow, wanting to develop.
And she's also exceeding her own expectations, both professionally and personally.
We were fortunate enough to buy our first house last year. We were fortunate enough to have our first baby. So all of my goals that I had when I left LA have come true.
Now she hopes she can inspire other job seekers to take advantage of the life-changing opportunities offered by the state.
I would recommend this program to anybody who wants to start over, learn new skills, reinvent themselves. It's a great opportunity, especially since the courses are free. It doesn't cost you anything but time and effort. Was it challenging? Sure, it was challenging, but anything that's worth it is challenging.
And Tanisha's ready to meet the next challenge, whatever that may be.
All right.
You can find the path Tanisha took and the steps you can take to boost your career prospects at greatgeorgiajobs.com. So what is WorkSource? If you're a Georgian and a job seeker, WorkSource is in the business of helping you find your passion and making it a reality by providing you with tools to get the education and training you need for a lucrative career. There are 19 local offices sprinkled throughout the state. Their mission is making sure Georgia's workforce is qualified to meet the demands of emerging markets in the state's economy. But more important, WorkSource helps you reach your career goals, providing guidance, education, and training for free.
So WorkSource Georgia connects you to many opportunities that exist that don't necessarily come with the debt and the time requirements that just don't make sense for some people based on where they are in life with family and where they're at in their career.
Find out how WorkSource can help you secure your financial future by going to greatgeorgiajobs.com. Still ahead, find out what job market is in critical need of trained professionals and how that demand is giving this man lifelong job security. And see how one woman turns a job setback into a career opportunity. Plus, later on, we'll show you how the state's WorkSource Georgia program and this man's positive attitude make it possible for him to see beyond his disability and run a very successful business.
I've always seen myself behind the wheel of a big rig. And when I learned I qualified for free tuition, I enrolled at one of Georgia's technical colleges.
And after just 8 weeks, I was prepared for my license exam and the road. Georgia companies need qualified truck drivers, and I landed a great job quickly.
The Technical College System of Georgia, creating a better future for you and for Georgia.
Oh, I've been walking, eyes open wide, and I've been looking at the brighter side. Traveled through the mountains, been to the sea. I've seen the city lights, and I believe life's pretty sweet, pretty sweet, pretty sweet. Like a Georgia peach, my Georgia peach. Life's pretty sweet.
It's no secret that Georgia is a growing state. And with the help of Georgia Power, that growth will continue. Because we're committed to improving our state by bringing in new businesses and more good jobs. Over 134,000 in the last 10 years alone. Giving our well-trained workforce more opportunity to build a better future. Because Georgia is our home too, and we want life here to thrive for all of us.
Welcome back, everyone, to Great Georgia Jobs. We know this about jobs in Georgia: nothing stays the same. Each generation, there are new industries with new opportunities, and every time, Georgia workers step up to the challenge.
Going back generations, Georgia's farm workers have risen with the sun. In the 1800s, here, cotton was king.
Once the cotton gin reached the frontier, cotton spread rapidly, and Georgia became the leading cotton-producing state in the nation.
Agriculture in Georgia still has a $70 billion economic impact, and after decades in decline, cotton is back as the #1 crop in the state. Peanuts are second. In the mid-19th century, trains drove Georgia's economic growth.
Once the railroads came in, Atlanta became a central transportation hub, linking several of the railroads together. The Central of Georgia that shot up from Savannah to Macon to Atlanta, and then from Atlanta to Chattanooga with the Western and Atlantic Railroad. Other lines would extend down to Montgomery and Mobile and New Orleans, and soon Atlanta was a major regional hub.
After the Civil War, a new era for Georgia workers emerged. In factories and manufacturing would boom here for decades. In the 1940s, for Georgia to win the economic race, workers transformed a racetrack into an airport. That airport is now Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, the busiest in the world. Since World War II, Georgia's economy has taken off. Hospitals, universities, high-tech companies, and some of the most recognizable brands in the world. Delta Airlines, UPS, CNN, Coca-Cola Company, the Home Depot, and the newest industry to find a home here, Hollywood. The film industry in Georgia generates more than $9 billion a year.
And that's a pretty rapidly growing industry if you think it really began back with Burt Reynolds when he was in Deliverance in the 1970s and his Smokey and the Bandit films.
And for the future of Georgia's workforce, not even the sky is the limit.
Looking toward the future, many people are setting their sights on health care. Throughout the state of Georgia, hospitals are hubs for employment. Nurses, medical assistants, paramedics, and IT specialists are jobs that strengthen the backbones of local economies. While our nation's baby boomer generation is growing older, the demand for qualified caregivers is surpassing supply. WorkSource correspondent Shamika Johnson joins us in South Georgia. Shamika?
Wiregrass Georgia Technical College trains approximately 1,500 students each year to enter careers in Georgia's growing healthcare industry. Eli Metz, the 2017 Student of the Year, found his second wind in this field thanks to the training and resources provided by WorkSource Georgia and its partners.
We can see it back there so we can advance.
With steady hands and a gentle nature, Eli Metz's bedside manner comes natural.
And then when you pull it out, real fast, one motion, because they don't like that.
Practical training has put him at the top of his class, but becoming a nurse was the furthest thing from his mind while growing up in South Georgia.
I wanted to be a pilot. My grandfather was a dentist and a World War II bomber pilot, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever.
With his head still in the clouds in high school, Eli barely graduated.
I went from making A's to B's and B's to C's, and I really struggled at the end of high school.
He skipped college and got a job in medical equipment sales.
But I always felt really disadvantaged working in medical sales because everybody I worked with had business and marketing degrees. And I knew that my lack of education would keep me from going, only so far with that company.
So at the age of 32 years old, Eli went back to school, enrolling at Wiregrass Georgia Technical College to earn a nursing degree. With so many baby boomers reaching retirement age, hospitals need more nurses and physician assistants to care for an aging population, and a skilled registered nurse can earn more than $60,000 a year.
We had to learn in here how to perform basic skills, all the way from taking vital signs to starting IVs. Any bedside procedures that we do as student nurses in the hospital setting, this is where that foundation was laid in this lab.
So what is the rate that we're going to start this bag of fluid? We're going to start it at 50.
What helped me decide on technical education specifically was people I talked to in my time as a medical sales rep. And they would tell me that technical college students were the most prepared and competent when they came to them as new nurses.
While still working full-time, Eli took his core classes online, earning a 4.0. But the demands of school forced him to make a tough decision. He quit his current job to focus on his future career.
Once I had been unemployed for 10 days and had a separation notice from an employer, that was all that was required. I put in an application. I told them that I was not going to be working throughout the program, and within 2 weeks I was receiving funds from WorkSource to fund my education. Around the actual stoma behind the collar.
While Eli concentrated on his studies, WorkSource paid for his books, uniform, living expenses, and even provided a gas stipend to cover the cost of commuting. But more important, he will enter the job market debt-free.
It was the only way that this was financially realistic for me.
After graduating, Eli took and passed the rigorous State Board's registered nursing exam, securing his spot in one of Georgia's most in-demand industries.
As long as my license is active, I'll never look for a job again.
And here at Wiregrass Georgia Technical College, both the pass and job placement rate for students taking the state registered nurse exam is 100%. Dale?
That's impressive. Thanks, Shamika. Discover your opportunities in the healthcare industry at greatgeorgiajobs.com. Up next, we'll show you how one woman turned her layoff notice into a new career opportunity. But first, it's time for Great Georgia Jobs Workforce Trivia. Can you guess what is the most important quality businesses are looking for in a new hire? Is it experience, education, excellent soft skills, or who you know? We'll tell you the answer in 2 minutes. Don't go away.
I was able to find class times for my welding and joining classes that worked for me, and my tuition was free. I get to train on state-of-the-art equipment, and my instructors are experts in their field. Getting started was easy, and by the time I graduate, I'll already be connected with companies that need my skills.
The Technical College System of Georgia, creating a better future for you and for Georgia.
Oh, I've been walking, eyes open wide, and I've been looking at the brighter side. Traveled through the mountains, been to the sea. I've seen the city lights, and I believe life's pretty sweet, pretty sweet, pretty sweet. Like a Georgia peach, my Georgia peach. Life's pretty sweet.
I've always wanted this. You have too. It's waiting to be unleashed.
It's in all of us. You just have to find it. Greatness. It's where your dreams and passions become a reality.
Greatness is where your hard work and dedication pay off.
Greatness. It's shaking hands with your future. Middle Georgia State University. Find your greatness.
Information technology is a rapidly growing field with a wide range of career opportunities. I can choose a career from animation to networking, and with my grant, the tuition is free for computer programming and other IT classes. Having hands-on experience with the latest technology gives me confidence to meet any challenge. I was able to meet potential employers, which turned into a great job opportunity.
The Technical College System of Georgia, creating a better future for you and for Georgia.
Welcome back to Great Georgia Jobs. Ready to make that guess at what the most important quality businesses are looking for when deciding to make a hire? Is it experience, education, excellent soft skills, or who you know? If you guessed soft skills, according to Georgia's Commissioner of Labor, Mark Butler, you're on the right track to getting and keeping a job in this competitive market. So what are soft skills? Listen and learn.
Basically, you can grind it down to is discipline and character. And that is really the number one requested skill set that we're hearing from businesses right now is, you know, even if someone doesn't have the specific training that they need, if they have strong character, strong work ethic, and are trainable, they will take them under their wing and they will give them that training, because that's right now is one of the hardest skill sets to find is people with good soft skills.
Our next WorkSource success story not only has those so-called soft skills, Yashika Harrison proves that good old-fashioned perseverance and a positive attitude make all the difference when faced with a turn of events that alters your career plans entirely. Joining us from Clayton County is WorkSource correspondent Marnie Zambry.
Dale, in 2012, Yashika was a manager of a large landscaping company. When she was laid off, most workers would take that as a setback. Instead, she decided to reinvent herself.
Do you have money? Did that get on camera? Do I have money? No, I got children.
When Yashika Harris lost her job, making money to support her kids motivated her to make a big change.
I need to make sure I can support these kids, make sure I kept the food on the table and a roof over their heads.
That change began at Atlanta Technical College.
So I had some technical skill. I didn't know a lot about computers, and I wanted to know more about computers because I knew they were going to be everywhere. I saw that I could get my education paid for and start a new path.
WorkSource Atlanta Regional has helped Yashika and countless others transition into better jobs at a turning point in their career.
There's a list of jobs that you can do, and information technology was one of the jobs that I could do. And they do the 2-year program so that you can hurry up and get back into the workforce.
Eager to do just that, even before she completed her studies, she set her sights on a job with Clayton County's Information Technology Department.
And so I started out as an intern, and I interned for about 6 months. Gave the county a chance to try before they buy.
And buy they did. Yashika is now the wireless services coordinator, supplying and repairing cell phones for everyone who works in the county.
Busy today?
I am busy today.
Jason Brookins, the director of communication technology, says the training students get through Georgia technical colleges makes them the ideal candidates for jobs.
When they come, they have a grasp of the technology. They're intuitive enough to latch on to new new things that we may get, new ventures. It's not theoretical like some college courses are. You know what you're doing coming in. That's what we're looking for.
They're also looking for folks who have that little something special that sets them apart from everyone else.
Yashika's great. Her personality's awesome, and many of our technicians, they come and see her when they're not happy. There's not a time that they leave not laughing.
Thank you. What would you have for lunch?
And for Yashika and her family, this is just the first step towards an even brighter future.
I can say that as I have started getting on this path, as I've gotten older, I can see that I've only just begun and some great things are going to happen.
Yashika wants folks to know that it's never too late to hit the reset button on your career. Sometimes you just need a little nudge. Dale?
Thanks, Marnie. Now, that's a skill any cell phone user, which is basically all of us, can use. If you have an interest in a technology career, go to greatgeorgiajobs.com and see which steps you need to take to get yourself dialed in. Coming up, we'll show you how a WorkSource Georgia program and one man's positive attitude made it possible for him to see beyond his disability and own and operate a very successful business.
The more I do it, the more I love it. And, you know, the more people I see every day, the more I love it too.
I like figuring out how things work, like how computers and systems work together. With the skills I've learned, I can get a job in manufacturing industries from automotive to pharmaceutical. My industrial maintenance classes were free, and my credits may transfer if I decide to get my bachelor's degree in mechanical or electrical engineering.
The Technical College System of Georgia, creating a better future for you and for Georgia.
Brad, it's time.
No?
That time. Thought you and Jenny had another month? Surprise. Keys, wallet, clothes. Car seat? Still on the to-do list. Next day shipping? Yes. Send to the corner cafe? Yes. Delivered and delivered. UPS makes it easy for your customers to get their packages. How we're helping businesses solve for the needs of customers like Brad and Jenny.
Business in Georgia has never been better, and companies throughout the state need skilled workers like you to take their business to the next level. Whether you're just entering the workforce or have reached a turning point in your career, WorkSource Georgia can help place you on a fast track toward success. You have the talent. Let us connect you with the opportunity. We are WorkSource Georgia.
Welcome back, everyone. 15 years ago, Dale King's poor vision prevented him from keeping a job and earning a living. Now, with the training he received through the Georgia Vocational Rehabilitation Agency, a partner of WorkSource Georgia, he's not only working, but he owns and operates his own business.
And I'm going to charge you only $1.15. How about that?
All right, is that change?
All right, I appreciate it.
Everybody who works in the Sloppy Floyd building in downtown Atlanta knows Dale King.
How you doing today?
Good, how are you?
All righty, happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you.
All right.
But they may not know that Dale is legally blind.
When I was born, I had, spinal meningitis, and the next thing you know, my eyesight started deteriorating.
While still a young boy, he was diagnosed with macular degeneration, a condition that affects his central field of vision, making it difficult for him to drive, read, or even recognize people's faces, preventing Dale from getting a job, much less earning enough to support his family.
I was on Social Security, probably making, $700 a month. Rent was about $500. I tried to do a little odd jobs, what people, if they gave me the opportunity, I'd try to do, try to cut grass. It wasn't perfect, but they understood that I was visually impaired, so they gave me a shot at making a little extra money.
But a little extra was not enough. So in 1994, Dale moved his family to Georgia to take advantage of the Business Enterprise Program, a course through the Georgia Vocational Rehabilitation Agency that provides business management opportunities for people with disabilities to become food service business owners.
Took a few classes out in Warm Springs, training, on-the-job training. The more I do it, the more I love it.
From learning to load vending machines and how to use a dollar validator to operating industrial serving equipment like coffee makers and restocking shelves, Dale, working alongside his wife Sherry, is able to run his snack bar like any other shopkeeper with only a few modifications.
I'll put the price on there. I can't see the price. I can't see the total. So what I do is I put it on voiceover and then I pressed it so I can hear the total. And I have to look through this magnifier to try to see my dates because it's impossible for me to see without this magnifier.
And as any pragmatic businessman, he knows the key to success is ensuring supply always meets his customers' demands.
They love candy. That's why they call me the king of snacks.
Sean Casey, a regular at Dale's shop, is the executive director of Georgia's Vocational Rehabilitation Agency. He says the Business Enterprises program is just one of several career training options specifically designed to help Georgians with disabilities gain meaningful employment and maximize their potential.
It starts with the client. They want to work. They want to gain independence. And depending on the client's disability, depending on their level of education, depending on their goals, we will craft an individual plan for that client.
With vocational rehabilitation completely funded by WorkSource Georgia, GVRA is educating disabled Georgians, teaching both basic and advanced skills at places like Roosevelt Warm Springs to put them to work and on a path towards self-sufficiency.
Dale is a success story. Watching him develop the relationship with customers, watching him give good customer service, it is very rewarding and is a reminder of what is possible not only for us as an organization, but also for younger generations.
You can do it. You don't have to be at home. You don't have to be depressed. You don't have to be stressed out. You just go out there and you do some research and you make sure that there's something that you really want to do in life that you love, because you can do it. I'm a living proof it could be done. All right, thank you, sir. You have a good one now. Appreciate it.
That's great advice, Dale. If Dale's story inspires you to find out if you qualify for Georgia's Vocational and Rehabilitation Program, visit greatgeorgiajobs.com. You'll find all the information you need to begin your journey toward independence. Whether you connect with Tanisha's tenacity to break into a burgeoning job market or Eli's desire for job security, maybe you can match Yashika's determination and discover your own route to reinventing yourself. Or perhaps Dale's ability to adapt and redefine his disability inspires you to do the same. WorkSource Georgia can help you identify your talents, polish your skills, and connect you with jobs. You can plot your own path to success by going to greatgeorgiajobs.com. There, you'll find WorkSource Georgia information, resources, and links to all the stories you watched here today. Thanks so much for joining us. As we finish up, there was one question we asked everyone we sat down with. That question: when you were 10 years old, what did you want to be when you grew up? Here's what they said.
When I was 10, probably the way I was playing with animals, probably a vet.
A pilot. I wanted to be a pilot.
I really wanted to be a fireman. There was something about that fire truck and helping people out.
I probably envisioned myself in some fashion house, you know, glamorous, Devil Wears Prada-ish.